What's going on, everybody? Mr. Ottagano here, and we are back with the Charlotte Hornets MyLeague here on NBA 2K20. This last episode, we finished up a regular season, simulating the playoffs as the Philadelphia 76ers sweep the Golden State Warriors in the NBA Finals. So, the offseason will be kicking off, and this is a big offseason for this young team. What route do we want to go in? Do we want to try to compete, maybe make the playoffs next year? Do we want to continue to rebuild and just continue to stockpile on more future assets? Do we want to tank and just totally trade all of our pieces away? There are a number of choices that this team could go with for this coming offseason, and it's a big offseason because next year there's going to be expectations that this team has a set direction, whether that's trying to win, trying to rebuild, or trying to tank. And today's episode can certainly be a big indicator. Most notably, we have the NBA Draft Lottery. Next episode will be the NBA Draft. The following episode will be free agency. So starting with player retirements, Jamal Crawford will be hanging up the cleats. He spent time with us last year, didn't really play, but he was there. Also got Carmelo Anthony retiring, and he finishes as a member of the Miami Heat. Did not play in the 2019-20 season, and then was picked up by the Heat during the offseason, where he played sparingly, didn't do anything crazy. That's how his career comes to an end. Also got guys like Nene, Sean Livingston, Kyle Korver, Zaza Pachulia, Ish Smith hanging up the cleats as well. So here are your retirements. Now on to the Hall of Famers and staff retirements. First, Terry Stotts will be retiring, the head coach of the Blazers, which is actually a pretty big deal for them. And then Hall of Famers, only one. You can take a guess. It's Carmelo Anthony. However, they should have Zaza in there because Zaza basically handed the Warriors a ring for injuring Kawhi, but that's another topic for another day. Carmelo gets his Nuggets jersey retired. I find it highly disrespectful that the Knicks did not retire his jersey. For league meetings, we will not be adding any new rules. I thought about it, but I didn't think this was the right time to add anything. And then league realignment will also be staying the same. Nobody will be moving conferences or divisions, and there's no expansion teams. And now, the moment of truth, the NBA Draft Lottery. But we got to build some suspense up first. So let's take a look at the standings, get an idea of who will be participating in the lottery. Our Hornets have the third best odds for the top pick. It is the Knicks who have the best odds for the first and second pick. The first projected pick is via the Dallas Mavericks from the Kristaps Porzingis trade, and then the projected second pick is their own. So the Knicks have likely two top picks, and as of now, as I said, it's the projected top two picks. Here's a look at the draft class featuring guys like Terrence Clark, Jonathan Kuminga, Evan Mobley, the brother of Isaiah Mobley, Cade Cunningham. Bunch of talented players in here. I think the Hornets have to go best available, but if you do want to focus on needs, the Hornets' biggest needs are point guard and center. The team did not have an actual point guard or center in the starting lineup. Anthony Edwards just played point guard, and then Isaiah Mobley at center. So Draft Express and 2K have the Hornets getting Cade Cunningham. Actually, all three of them have them getting Cade Cunningham, the point guard from Texas, who many people regard as the top player in this draft class. So I'm sure if the Hornets ended up with Cunningham, that'd be a big win for them. But now on to the moment of truth. The 2021 NBA Draft Lottery is set to kick off right now. So here's your lottery odds, and let's get this show on the road. The 14th pick will be made by the New Orleans Pelicans. The Pelicans have gotten lucky 2 years in a row. Last year they jumped up to 2 to get James Wiseman, and then the year before they moved up, they were able to get the first pick where they selected Zion Williamson. The 13th pick will go to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Minnesota actually got the first pick last year where they took LaMelo Ball. The 12th pick will be going to the Detroit Pistons, who still have no direction at all and are stuck in mediocrity. You gotta love it. 5 years in a row without a winning record. Last year, the Pistons traded their first-round pick to Charlotte for Norman Powell. That pick ended up being Isaiah Mobley. As the 11th pick will go to the Atlanta Hawks. The Hawks are a young team that are continuing to improve. They are in a direction with guys like Trae Young leading the helm. The 10th pick will go to the Washington Wizards, which means the New Orleans Pelicans have jumped into the top 4. Deja vu, the third straight time the Pelicans move up. This pick is via the Cleveland Cavaliers, so Cavs fans, I'm sure the Pelicans are quite grateful for you right now. The 9th pick will be going to the Boston Celtics. I'm curious to see what Danny Ainge and company has to do with that pick. The 8th pick will go to the Los Angeles Clippers. They were able to lock up Kawhi Leonard. However, Paul George is a free agent, and he could be going this summer. The 7th pick will be made by the Sacramento Kings, as the Kings appear in their 15th straight draft lottery. They just cannot get anything going, even with their young pieces of Buddy Hield, De'Aaron Fox, and Marvin Bagley. The 6th pick will be made by the Oklahoma City Thunder, which means the Utah Jazz have jumped into the top 4. So that means pick 5 will be going to either the Hornets or the Knicks. And the 5th pick will be made by, could be the Charlotte Hornets. It's projected to be the Hornets, and it is the Hornets. Last year, the Hornets had the top odds. They fell to pick 3. This year, they had the 3rd odds and fell to 5. The draft lottery, it loves to continue to screw us every single series. So now one of the top 4. The 4th pick will be made by the New Orleans Pelicans. They will not jump back into the top 3 for a 3rd straight season. So that'll leave us with 3. The Jazz and the Knicks times 2. The 3rd pick will be made by the New York Knicks. This selection is from the Porzingis trade via the Dallas Mavericks, and that'll lead us to 2. The Knicks and the Jazz, who will get the first pick in the 2021 NBA Draft? The 2nd pick will be made by the New York Knicks, which means the Knicks find a way to get screwed once again like they do in everything, and the Utah Jazz, for the first time in franchise history, will be selecting number 1. And Jazz fans were not hoping for the top pick at the beginning of the year. The Jazz had expectations, playoff expectations. Guys like Mike Conley, Rudy Gobert, Donovan Mitchell. They're all free agents, Mitchell being a restricted free agent, and they just did not play well this season. And they played better as the year went along, but they still get the first pick, and they can add a young rookie to their nucleus. So on to staff signings, the Hornets will not be making any internal changes. A little bit surprising, but at the same time, it's not that surprising. The team isn't that good right now, so can't really blame for coaching staff for not doing that well. Filip Petrusev, the center, has an ankle injury, and the trainer does not think we should pick him. Now on to the combine, as here's a look at some of the names who could be potential Charlotte Hornets. As the top sprint time goes to Jalen Green. The fastest lane time goes to Rocket Watson, AJ Lawson. Lawson is among the few players who are duplicates from the 2020 class, which is annoying. The top vertical goes to Lawson and Alonzo Gaffney. The top bench press goes to Clifford Omarui. I know I butchered that. The best standing 15 goes to Kyrie Walker and Matthew Hurt. The top moving standing 15-foot, or not moving standing, just moving, goes to Greg Brown and Isaiah Mobley, who's on our team. He's one of the duplicates. There's the standing college 3. Moving college 3 goes to Alonzo Gaffney. Standing NBA 3 goes to Terrence Clark and Jalen Green. And then moving NBA 3 goes to Terrence Clark and BJ Boston. So we only have 1 pick. That is obviously the 5th selection. No seconds. But we have plenty of draft capital down the road. 3 first-rounders in 2023, 2 in 2024, 2 in 2025. Only got 3 players under contract to trade, however. Anthony Edwards will not be getting moved, obviously. And then that leaves us with Isaiah Mobley and Bruno Fernando, 2 pieces who I assume the Hornets want to build around long term. So Charlotte's just going to be inviting the top 12 players to their pre-draft workouts because we only have 1 pick, and it's a high pick. Top sprint time goes to Terrence Clark. Lane goes to Jalen Johnson. Vertical to Clark. Bench to McCour Maker, and then you can see all the shooting stats. I'm kind of going too fast for me to read them all. So that'll do it for today's episode. Make sure to let me know who you think I should draft in the NBA draft. Have a good one.